Good evening and welcome to General Council for August 26, 2025. Let's do the attendance roll call. Go ahead.
Good evening, MSK Jr.
Carrie Bombery.
Helen Miller.
Dale Bomberry.
Cecil Johnson. Melba Thomas.
Cynthia Jameson. And also Councillor Audrey Paulus Bomberry is unable to make it tonight. And Councillor Greg Frazier will be late. And also we have with us Councillor Elena Van Avery. She just stepped out of the chambers for a minute, but she's here also. Leslie, Councillor Leslie Green, I'm not sure, and also Councillor Dean Hill. 10 minutes. Okay, let's get started. Number 2, identification of media. I don't see any. Number 3, community acknowledgements. Let's take a moment of silence to remember those that we have recently lost. Let's take a moment. Thank you. Let's go to number 4, adoption of the agenda. Any additions or deletions? If not, can I have a mover to accept the agenda? Moved by Melba, seconder. Second by Carrie. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Let's go to number 5, adoption of general council minutes of August 12th, 2025. Is there a mover? Moved by Helen, seconder. Second by Hazel. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Let's go to number 6, delegations and presentations. Today we have Sarah Sharuda, Development Officer from Six Nations Polytechnic.
Hello.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah, that was right, Sharuda.
Okay, welcome, and the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks everyone. Yeah, so today, okay, I can see that. SNP, we're just seeking a letter of support. Thank you everyone for accommodating. I know it's a bit of a last minute request. So we are working on developing an environmental science diploma program and applying to the Toronto Pearson Nest Fund, so for a total of $100,000. And then we're putting actually all of the funds towards hiring a program development officer who will sort of lead the process of getting the curriculum ready and everything and preparing a package to submit to the ISC for approval to get this program accredited. And I don't know if there's any questions, but really I think that we provided a template as well for the letter. See something in the chat there.
Okay, yep, go ahead, Dale.
Is there a timeline? I see no dates on this thing. Is there a timeline that it has to be submitted by?
Yeah, so the due date is this Friday at 5 p.m.
Go ahead, Claire.
Hi, Sarah. I am political advisor in the chief's office, so nice to meet you. I am just curious, I took a look at the template and it does say partner organization, so I was hoping you could maybe provide some clarity to council on that.
Okay, sure. That actually was meant to be switched. I'm going to just, so you are welcome to modify the letter. I'm just gonna pull it up here to see exactly what it says. One moment. Okay, that's just to include the name of the council there.
So just to clarify, you're looking for just a letter of support, not a partnership sign up.
No, absolutely not. No, yeah, thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Melba. Okay, Melba moves. Is there a seconder? Second by Amos. Any other questions or comments? If not, all in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Waive second reading. Moved by Melba. Second by Amos. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Okay, Sarah, we'll get that out to you for you
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
for joining us.
Okay, bye.
Okay, let's go to number 7, Chiefs update. Let's start with August 13th. Special Olympics Ontario has shared their gratitude with me for outstanding support and partnership shown by the Six Nations Police Services and the Six Nations community during the 2025 Special Olympics Ontario Summer Games. It is an honor to see the Six Nations Police and our community recognized for our contributions to such a great event. On August 18th, I received a public health notice from Indigenous Service Canada. First Nations communities throughout Ontario have been ongoing high rates of syphilis over the last 5 years. In 2025, so far, over 90 cases of syphilis have been reported across 33 different First Nations communities. The notice has been shared with the CEO and the COO for distribution and awareness. Chiefs of Ontario have circulated the June monthly report from the Ontario Regional Chief. The edition has a special focus on the advocacy work done around Ontario's Bill 5 and Canada's Bill C5. I continue to sit down with community members to hear their concerns and to provide assistance when possible. My door remains open and is committed to connecting individuals with local supports and pointing them in the right direction whenever and wherever I can. On August 13th, I had a planning of the 2026 Juno Awards, which we hosted in Hamilton and continues to be underway. I met with the CEO and what's her name? Jackie. And Jackie Jameson from Tourism, the internal planning meeting to discuss Six Nations involvement in next year's awards. Also on August 14th, I had the opportunity to attend the Dylan Isaacs Memorial Basketball Tournament, which honors the late Dylan Isaacs. It was great to see all the community support and all the teams that played. Also on August 14th, I visited the long-term facility in Delhi to meet with the elders who were relocated following the unprecedented flooding. This was my third visit. I expressed my gratitude with the opportunity to sit and meet with the elders again, and I extended thanks to all the staff who continue to work with the elders and support them through this transition. That's my update. Is there a mover to accept as information? Moved by Melba, second by Amos. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. The CEO updates. Go ahead, Tracy.
Good evening, Chief and Council. This past couple of weeks, I have had the opportunity to attend a couple of our committee meetings. The Data Analytics and Insights Department, I was very happy to be able to attend that meeting. It was really good to see that we are collecting data and incorporating science into the way that we will formulate our services. So we continue to try and strive to use data to strengthen our services and the outcomes for our community. The next thing is that we would like to highlight the Hear the Matters program. We have various people on council, as well as the chief and the chief's office, receive questions, they receive concerns, and that's really good. I know that they're interested in hearing from you. Sometimes they are very busy, though, and it would be easier, or if you're looking for an answer quickly, to talk with Joe. I know that there is a perception that if you talk with Joe, you're complaining. I just want to make sure that you know that's not the case. He is there to listen. He is there to help navigate your concerns and also to help connect you with services as well throughout what could be a complicated organization. So please reach out to Joe if you have any questions or if you have any concerns, or it doesn't have to be a complaint, just if you're not sure which direction to go in with your concern. So just wanted to highlight that. Um, you can contact administration to get a number, because Joe, unfortunately, is one of the people who have been displaced from the administration office. So if you're looking for Joe, please contact the administration office and they'll give you a number. I would just like to remind people that we continue to be in a state of emergency. I'd like to remind the community that the safety and the well-being of our people continues to be the top priority for us. We ask for your continued support and patience as we work together through these challenges. And we understand that people are frustrated. We too are frustrated. We are working through the services, the emergency services, making contacts and ensuring that we are able to reach out to as many services available to assist us with this. That continues to be ongoing, as well as remediation of our buildings continues to be ongoing, and assessment for finalization of getting those buildings back up and running. We will certainly be sharing some further updates as they become available. Would like to update you on some road work. So road resurfacing project has begun. It's currently impacting fourth line between Seneca Road and Mohawk Road, fourth line between Cayuga and the railroad tracks, Chiefswood Road between second line and third line. So please expect traffic delays and lane restrictions as this happens. The expected completion of this project is Thursday, October 5th. For more information, you can contact Six Nations Public Works Department. That is my update.
Can I have a mover to accept Tracy's update, CEO's update? Moved by Hazel, second by Melba. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Let's go to number 9, updates from committee meetings, Lands Resource, Wealth and Economy. The meeting date was Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Hi, good evening. In our Wealth and Economy Lands Resource, in our last meeting, one of the things that we looked at was the agreements. Council has 2 agreements with Six Nations Active Corps, and one is called the management agreement, and one is called the funding agreement. And what I brought to the attention of our committee, and we'll be bringing forward for council, we're hoping for a special meeting, like a prep meeting with council, is that according to the management agreement that was signed March 31st, 23, it replaced the agreements that were in place in 2015, the original agreements. And what it requires is that on the second anniversary of a council being sworn in, that would be for us this November 25, we are to the council is to meet with the ACDEV board, and it is already prescribed the matters that we're supposed to deal with. I don't believe, to me, that would stop council if you have other matters you want to be addressed under the management agreement and the funding agreement. But one of the tasks is to blend the two together, incorporate the funding agreement into the management agreement. And I'm doing a summary of them both, which I'll share with the whole council. But looking at it quickly, it doesn't sound like a very difficult task. just even under the definitions, there are a lot of similar definitions there. But another point I wanted to bring to council's attention, especially for the new members, that would be me as well, is if there are business proposals brought to council, we are supposed to refer those over to the Six Nations Economic Development Board. And then they have so many days to let us know, no, we're not interested, we're not going to pursue this, and then council could pursue it themselves. Those were some of the key things I noticed. But also in the management agreement, it's all these properties. They're still all the properties of the Six Nations Council. For example, the old bingo hall. Remember, now it's the gathering place. The new bingo hall, the Oneida Business Park, the it was called tourism just across Highway 54 there. Now it's like the ECDEV offices. It lists all these offices. The council, on behalf of the community, is still the owner of those, but under the agreement, it lists all these particular properties, and they are under the operating responsibility of the Economic Development Corporation. And in turn, they pay council annual lease amounts for the use of these buildings. The exception right now is the new bingo hall. There was a loan undertaken with Bank of Montreal for the purposes of that building, and so they don't pay us a lease, but what they agree under this management agreement is to pay the annual loan and interest to the BMO, and then once that loan is paid up, that lease amount will revert over to council for its rental income. Just off the top of my head, I think it's something like 533,000 a year, that loan amount. Once it's finished, that will be also a revenue for council. But I just wanted to make you generally aware that that meeting will be coming up, and I've asked if we could have a special date for council to go over all those provisions and see if there's things that you would like to add to the agenda. I guess that's how it's done, but I suggest that's how we do it. And also in that management agreement, there were a number of entities that were released back to council. Our thought being is ECDEV Core is a business operation and they're supposed to make monies for the community. But for example, one of them would be the Pauline Johnson Historic Site, the Mohawk Chapel, the tourism. And with that transfer back to council, council had to undertake the liabilities and be the employer for their staff. I think it mentioned there was about 3 of them at the time. So that's how that all happened. So you can see there's be lists of properties that council leases out to the operation of the ECDEV Corps. And there are other entities and properties that were with ECDEV Corps, but they've given back to council. But just generally so you're aware, and I've done a summary, and you'll of course be given the full documents of all those particular areas. And under the funding agreement, of course, it indicates what goes to council, and it's based on it's a different terminology, cash at the end of the year, the unaudited cash at the end of the year, and it's a 50-50 deal. 50 goes to the ECDEV Corps, and 50 to, of the other 50%, there's, I forget what the mix. Greg, do you remember the mix? Is it 20/80? That would go into that trust, where people can make applications, and then the other is for like councils for it's a lot of it's for infrastructure things. So people like Public Works could put in for that. Do you remember that part, Greg?
Yes, how it works is you can do two ways of doing the calculations. One is 50% goes back to DevCorp to use for further projects. 40% of that can then go back to council, and of course, 10% will go to the trust. If you take, if you split it in 50-50, of course, it works out the same way as that of the remaining 50%. 80% of that would go back to council, and 20%, little play on numbers there. But the easy way is just to do 50, 40, and 10. That's usually the easiest way. But I don't know why they break the 50 into 80 and 20, but they do that. I guess it makes it look better. But anyway, yeah.
I was remembering correctly. I know it was complicated, but it was that other little 40-10 thing, which I was thinking, what's the purpose of that? But nonetheless, that's what it is. But then also, the Lands Resource Department informed us that there will be a litigation update on Saturday, October the 25th, and it's from 11 till 3, and it will be at the Woodland Cultural Center. And because they indicated there weren't any other venues available on that date. So we keep that in our books, and I imagine our communications will be putting something out about that. That's all I had, unless anyone else from the committee would like to add anything.
Okay, thank you for the update. Can I have a motion to accept the update? Moved by Elena, second by Helen. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Number 2, the community committee. Okay, go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, I got a couple things for a community. I know one of the things we had, the biggest thing, and I think it's been the council already, is the Six Nations Fire Department put some proposal on new vehicles to be purchased. And then a lot of that has to do with the age of the vehicle. Regardless of the condition of those vehicles, they need to be replaced according to guidelines and regulations. So there's, I think, 5 vehicles that the fire department will be replacing this coming year. So other than that, there wasn't much on our agenda. We had some in-camera issues that dealt with some internal issues that were being dealt with. So, but other than that, that was pretty well it for the community. Other than the chair just updated us on he's paddling down the river with the 2-row
Okay,
for 10 days, I think it was.
all right. Can I have a mover to accept the information? The update, moved by Carrie. Seconder? Second by Melba. All in favor?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Let's go to number 3, built environment, climate adaptation, lands and membership. Go ahead, Dale.
I know there's a number of departments that report to that committee. One of the things is the environmental. I know one of the things, it's an ongoing concern where the staff there are looking at in regards to the importation of fill that's coming on to Six Nations. I know she's working with a number of other departments, justice, to look at what we can do with the bylaws and the importation law that they want to make, bylaw that they want to make. So they're working with that to try and update it, and as well working with the province to see what can be done to, I guess, stop the importation of the waste or the, I guess, landfill or whatever. I'm trying to think of a word here in relation to all the importation of the dirt, I guess I can. So without proper due diligence being done. So that's one of the things they're working on, to make sure that proper due diligence is done when somebody wants to bring fill onto the territory. As well, we met with Six Nations Gas, and the purpose of that gas was to see what we can do to work together in relation to the natural gas wells. I know historically, before the present gas company, there used to be a company called Hasleps that ran the gas station here that was, I guess, organized and run by the province. So I guess looking at the following up in the proper procedures that weren't done on all of the wells that were existed here on Six Nations. So we had a meeting with the Six Nations Gas to see how we can work together to try and ensure we get proper funding to ensure that a lot of these gas wells are properly closed. I know there was a process historically, but I don't think it met the standards of today. So that's one thing we're going to try and work on, to see what we can be done to ensure the proper closure of a lot of those wells. I think there was like 254 Some of them are a little more volatile than the others, so that's one of the things we want to look at, some of the priority ones that we can look at closing up properly. One of the other things, so that's for the environment. I was gonna update on the roads, but Tracy already done that. Following those 3 initial roads that are gonna get done, there's gonna be 9 other roads that are gonna follow. So just keep, I guess, the notices that will go out, the public notices that will go out in regards to the different roads that will be impacted. So as soon as they're done, these initial 3 roads, they're gonna roll right into the next project to do these 9 roads. 9 roads to resurface them, because everyone's well aware of the potholes, so, and I know all the councilors have heard about it, so that's what they're gonna be working on. One of the other things in another department is the built part, and I know I've sent a list out to all the councilors that Derek provides. So I'll just briefly go over some of the things that Derek provided. I know in regards to the hospice, he's had indicated that as the design of it, about 66% complete. They're looking, hopefully by the fall, that'll be completed. And then there's some civil work that needs to be done in regards to the infrastructure and wastewater, and it's, as it impacts other projects that are gonna be happening in the area. So, and I think First Nations is working on that, design or issue in relation to all the civil work that's gonna be required for all the new facilities that will be coming down there in the future. The Iroquois Lodge, Derek has indicated that the design has started, and they're looking at, awaiting information on the space and functional requirements. So they're, as well as they're working on the civil and infrastructure work for the new location. Let's see what else you got here. The Gowanea, I know construction has started, and their completion date is projected to be December 2026. So, and KL Martin will be the project manager for that one. Records building, I know the records building is the old initial water treatment plant that was around years ago. So, and I know they've done some assessments on it, and it does need quite a bit of work to get it up to par, I guess, as well. And long-term wise, I think a new facility is gonna be required for that. And I know historically there was a design done that was in relation to the new library where they would be jointly in that building. So that's something that's gonna be coming down the future. And I know as well with that project, because it was done probably about close to 10 years ago, the initial design. So I think First Nations has been engaged to update that design. Yeah, that's pretty well all I got on that, Chief.
Okay, thank you for that update.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you for that update. Is there a mover to accept update? Moved by Hazel, second by Helen. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Number 4, the Data Governance Committee. I think that's Dean's, isn't it? Dean's? Okay, so Dean's not. Amos, are you on there too?
I don't have his report, but I compliment what Tracy just shared with us. There was a really good meeting last month. Zach and his team are really getting us the evidence that we need for data for any of our projects. They're working ahead. They did the demographics, now they've done the health one, and now they're doing one on population. So, and the information is going to be readily available onto even our laptops, so that they're going to be able to connect with our laptops. If you're looking for something on a population, men, women, children, whatever age group, you're going to be able to go right to your computer and see that. So they're really innovative. Their team up there, I'm just impressed. Most of our people, they got it to the point where I think 15,000 of us live off the reserve now. All that kind of data that we need is all there, and it just comes up in beautiful screens and panes on our computer. So very well done. I just wanted to also, so they gave us a background of that, an update, and that there is going to be, I guess through Shirley's office, a manual way to request data. If you need something for your project or for your portfolio, You can request it through Shirley, or it's going to be available electronically on our computers that you can just send in a request to Zach and his team. Um, uh, that's what we talked about that whole morning, but it was great. Um, the only thing I wanted to really try to lift up our spirits is that we now have a new doctor, Dr. Zach Miller, and he's in public health. So at least we'd like to congratulate him and send our congratulations to Zach. He got it from the University of Toronto. He's the first person to have that designation as a doctor in public health. So we're really proud of him and his leadership with us with data. So it's going to really just help us, going to help us more. And while I got the microphone here, I would also like to congratulate Dr. Michelle Bomberry. She just defended her dissertation as well. So we have two new doctors on territory, Dr. Zach Miller and Dr. Michelle Bomberry. Thank you.
That's amazing. And congratulations to them. Can I have a mover to accept as information? Amos's? Moved by Hazel, second on behalf of Dean. Carrie, all in favor? Be opposed? See none, carried. Number 10, motion to adjourn. Is there a mover? Moved by Carrie, second by Melba. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Thank you for joining us tonight, everyone, and have a great night.